Hello everyone, my name is Julie, I'm an illustrator and graphic designer and I love to create cute illustrations and digital tools so you can add colors and fun to your creative projects. Welcome on my Whimsy Graphics. For this first tutorial, I thought it might be fun to create together a cute little bunny with flowers. And for this particular tutorial, I've created a special set with paper, brushes and decorative elements that you can use to follow along with me. And you can also use all of these free brushes and decorative resources for all your future creative projects. To download your freebie, please go to the description below and you'll see I've added the direct link to the Google Drive folder where you can download the free resources. So feel free to grab them and to use them for all your creative projects. Have your iPad, Apple Pencil, and let's get creative together. For this tutorial, I choose the square canvas from Procreate. Let's add some background paper. Open the Bunny tutorial folder and the background papers folder and choose any background paper you wish for your project. Here I choose the drawing paper. To import a new brush set on Procreate, tap on the plus sign on the top right corner to open the brush studio. Select the Bunny tutorial brush set that I added in the Bunny tutorial folder and click on Imported. You will see now it appears on the brushes folder on the left. To import a color palette, go on the plus sign on the color menu, on the plus sign on the top right corner, and select New from File. There you can select the Whimsy Bunny with Flowers palette included in the Bunny tutorial folder, and you see that it is now included in your palette swatches. If you open the color menu, you will find the color palette right below the color ring or the color wheel, depending on what you use. If you need help to install the brush set or the color palette, I've included a little PDF sheet in the Bunny tutorial folder so you can refer to it if you still need help. Let's draw. Create a new layer over the paper texture you imported and open the Bunny brushes folder. Choose the first brush from the list, which is the bunny stamp, and the brown color on the palette. To use the brush stamp, simply tap once with the tip of the Apple Pencil on your paper and you see that a little bunny appears on the canvas. Feel free to resize it or rotate it to adjust it to your taste. I like to keep my sketch layer on top and to put it on multiply. On a new layer underneath the sketch layer, we'll create all the base color for the bunny and the flowers. We'll use the cloudy brush and the light beige color from the palette. For the flowers, feel free to use the orange and pink I selected on the palette or any other color you may like to use. We'll then add some shadows and light to our little bunny friends and flowers. And for this, we'll use the dark brown color and the soft shadow brush. We'll work on a new layer on top of the base color layers and set the mode on color burn. It is softer mode than multiply and will make the shadows appear a little bit warmer. And I set the opacity to 30% so it still looks soft. If the edges of the shadows appear a little too neat, we can soften them a little using the smudge tool and the same soft shader brush we used when we painted the shadows. Let's use orange and pink or any other color you choose for the flowers, and let's repeat the shading process on the flowers too. Let's darken some of the shadows even more for a little more peps. On a layer set to normal and 50%, we add a little more contrast on some of the parts of the shadow. We still use the soft shadow brush for this process. And if you need to soften some of the edges of these new shadows, you can do as we did before, use the smudge tool with the soft shadow brush. To add highlights, let's add a new layer on top, normal mode and 100%, with white and the soft shadow brush, and let's add some white and some lighter parts on our bunny. We can add highlights on the ears, nose, and bellies. Are you ready for an extra dose of cuteness? Let's add some pink on his button nose, ears, paws, and belly. To refine some of the details, especially the eyes, we'll work above the sketch layer. We'll use black and the rough sketch brush from the set. Let's refine the pupils and the nose. And with white, we just add 2 dots for light in his eyes and a little bit of light on his nose. Now the fun part, let's add some texture. On a new layer, and this time working below the sketch layer again, we'll make the layer on add and 30%, and we'll select white and use the scratchy brush. You'll see the scratchy brush is a very fun brush to use. It can help make fur on animals, or it can give texture to any kind of background. We'll use it later to add some texture to the backgrounds too. If you find that the marks are too bright, don't hesitate to play with the layer opacity. Here I decided to lower mine a little dash. If you wish to add some darker texture marks on the bunny fur, select a new layer on color mode in 20% opacity, still with the scratchy brush and some dark brown color, and let's add some dark brown furry texture mark on the little bunny too, focusing where the paws meets the belly, around the ears and around the nose. We're almost done painting our cute little bunny. On a new layer above the sketch layer with white and a rough sketch brush, I decided to add some fun stitch decoration to the flower's petal, but it's totally optional. You can create your own decor on them or leave them how they are. Feel free to experiment. And the very last detail is to add a soft shadow to ground a little bunny friend. With brown color and a soft shadow brush, the layer set on multiply with about 20% opacity, we just add some drop shadow under the little bunny feet. And to soften the edge of this drop shadow, we add some Gaussian blur. To do it, open the Magic Wand tool and select Gaussian blur. Slide the bar across the screen to the right until you are happy with the blur effect. You can stop right here, or you can add some background effect and texture and some decorative elements. Here I choose to use the scratchy brush and some pale yellow to add some texture to the background. I set the layer on multiply, keeping 100% opacity. Put these new background layers below the bunny we just painted, so the background appears behind the bunny and it's easier to work on it. To brighten the background a little bit, I decided to add a new coat with the scratchy brush texture. Here I choose the color white, put the layer on add with 80% opacity, and I'll also choose to play with sizing this new layer and using the distort mode to increase the size and rotate it. The background already starts to look more fun, don't you think? I've created some fun decorative elements for you to play with. 2 stem brushes and some flower and leaves paper cut elements. Let's play with them to create some cards effects. To use the leaf stem brush, just select the color you wish to use and select the leaves stem brush from the brush set and tap once on the canvas. The leaf stem is stamped on the page and you can resize it, rotate it to match your taste and imagination. Let's now add some flowers and leaves paper cut elements. To import them, go to Add, Import a file, and search for the paper cut folder in the Bunny tutorial folder. These flowers and leaves are not brushes, there are PNG files that you can just place on the page everywhere you wish. You can resize them, rotate them, place them everywhere you wish. Play with them, have fun with them, you can just duplicate them, change the color, size, rotation, angle, anything. Just have fun with them as you would with any paper collage element. Let's add some even more decor with the pink flower and the leaves. Let's play around a little bit. To add some more realism to the paprika flowers, let's add some drop shadows where the flowers and leaves are overlapping each other, so it really looks like real paprika elements. With the soft shadow brush, the brown color, and the layer set to multiply about 20%, let's just add some soft drop shadow between all our overlapping elements. Let's add one little whimsy detail. Take the little cloud brush, a pink color, and add some fluffy clouds behind our bunny. I hope you like this new tutorial with me. If you like this tutorial, please give me a little heart, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you don't want to miss some future videos and updates on this channel. Thank you so much for joining me for this creative session, and I hope to see you soon for a new tutorial and some new cool products to try on.